Hey, it's your girl Angela.
It's your guy Mike D.
And we are the Uncomfortable Truths Podcast, presented by NSN, live from Brown Sugar Water Studios.
We created this podcast to have unfiltered, unapologetic, and authentic conversations through the lens of a Black millennial couple.
We'll be sharing stories about everyday life while also providing insights. So kick back, grab your drink, and let's get into the uncomfortable truth. Hey babe, how you doing?
I am great. Big pot energy today.
Big pot energy.
What's going on with you?
It's Saturday. Okay. And you know, we launched our podcast yesterday.
Energy. Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. That's right. And we had an amazing launch video that we posted on Facebook, on the NSN Facebook page. And we also have an Instagram page now.
Okay.
So if you have not already followed us, take out your phone, go to Instagram and type in Uncomfortable Truths Podcast. We will add this to the show notes so that way you can find us. And now we're on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And it's been exciting.
Yep.
This is like the first time in a long time I started something and finished something.
Well, we're not done yet.
I know, but like finish a launch.
Okay.
Right? So it's because writing a book is like a different type of end game. It takes way longer. So the fact that our podcast launch went really successful, I had a lot of friends like call and congratulate us for the podcast. It was good to also like take time to celebrate this as a win. Like, yes, it's the beginning, but it's so good. Like
a lot of people never start.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I was one of those people until this past year. So, and I'm so happy to have you to celebrate with.
Shout out to Mike.
You know, it's Pastor Bay. She always talks about, celebrating your wins. So I created a wins list yesterday, and I put the podcast on there as well as Instagram because that is what I manage behind the scenes. How are you feeling? Like, what's going on?
I have big pot energy too.
Yeah.
In a different way. Right, being 1/4 of we think is a sports show and NSN. We always talked about getting another podcast on there and getting our network, and we have the NSN network and whatnot, but to get another one up and going and running, that's a win. Because we could have just talked about that as well. Yeah, let's start this network. Let's do this. Let's do that. But for us to be able to actually get one going, obviously a lot of thanks to you because you put a lot of work in.
Thank you.
Shout out to Black women. So, and the fact that we were able to get another one on our network, I think it's now making me realize that, okay, we can get another one and then another one and then another one. And we really can get this podcast network. So that's one win. And then just something for you and I to do together.
Exactly.
It's something else making our relationship more, I want to say more real, but is showing how much we are growing together and how much we expect to be together, that we can start something like a podcast. We already live together. We're going to get, don't want to tell people all our business. But we about to get on a phone plan today together, right? We are moving forward with our life together.
And it's beautiful.
And it's getting intertwined. And I'm not scared about, okay, what happens if you hit me with the Saweetie news and just leave me out of nowhere, right? So I'm not too worried about that. And that's another big win that, just not having the fear with proceeding with our life, thinking like, okay, what happens if? So shout out to Uncomfortable Truths Podcast, shout out to NSN Network, shout out to us.
Shout out to our relationship. Yep. Yes, it's beautiful to just have like this confidence and this health that we are developing in our relationship, and it being healthy, and like this podcast being a genuine representation of that. Like, we don't put on fronts for this. So I love that you said that.
And I went to the Stino yesterday. I won a couple of dollars,
Oh,
so that's another good reason to be happy, All right. So before we get started, we gotta find out where the star of the Uncomfortable Truth podcast is. What's up with Lily?
She is in my lap right now.
Always.
And my lap is still. Like, I'm not moving my lower legs, which is good because that means that I won't knock my knees into the table. Yeah. Because that's happened like once or twice before. So it's, she's on my lap and like she's an emotional support animal. So this is like good for me. It's helping me to remain calm in case I get nervous jitters.
Yeah, for her too.
Her ears are perking up because she hears her name and she may jump down in the middle of the podcast, but that's all right. But we went for a walk this morning, so.
Yeah, everybody thought she was just so cute and funny
in the launch day video.
Yeah. So if you have not seen that, please go watch the video. Lily stole the show.
She stole the show.
So, but she stole the show every week, anyways.
Yeah, Shih Tzu life.
All right. So what you sipping on?
Today, I am sipping on some cucumber water. I had some ice, but them shits melted. Is our house hot?
It's a little warm in here.
Okay.
Well, the heat not on.
That's true.
It's nice outside. Michigan is getting warm.
Springtime.
So it's getting warm. So
my birthday coming up. That's how I know my birthday coming up. It's getting warm.
Mm-hmm. We have some plans for May, so we're getting excited about that too. Hopefully that goes to plan. Mm-hmm. All right, nice. So cucumber water sounds very healthy.
What you got?
Like I said, I was out late last night. I didn't get home till about 2 a.m. Just hanging with some of my fellas from college. We went to the gun range. I'm rusty, so we went to the range. We went out to the Block. It's a black-owned restaurant in Michigan, in Midtown. Mind you, my homeboys from college all white, so I thought I'd take them to the Block, spend some of that white dollar. And then we went to the casino, and then we just hung out and just talked for a couple hours. We all work for GM. We all have similar work experiences with working from home. So it was good to talk to other people that feel similar to how I'm feeling. It validated that I'm not crazy. It's just not me that feel this way about working from home and working from home for GM. So I was up late. So I have an energy drink that I'm sipping on to give me some big pot energy. But I'm feeling good. We here now. I'm ready to rock and roll. So what are we talking about today? Forever young. I want to be forever young. Forever young. You really want to live forever. Forever and ever.
Okay, we're rusty, but we be trying. But shout out to Ho.
I felt good. I had some notes. I can't speak for you, but I had a couple of notes.
I feel like I messed up the lyrics, but we're not. We're just rolling with the flow. We rocking and rolling, as you said. But we are talking about getting older.
This is a topic that stemmed from what I'm going through right now. A couple podcasts ago, I talked about I got some bad news from the dentist and. Right, I take decent care of my teeth. I'm no Chip Skylark, if you know, you know, by any means.
I have no idea what that means.
From Timmy Turner, the Fairly Odd Parents, my shiny teeth and me. Star? Yeah, I think it was my shiny teeth and me, something like that.
You must have been a teenager watching that.
Hey, don't judge me. I went back then. I went to the dentist. They said I may have to take a tooth out, but it wasn't for sure. Now I definitely had to get a tooth taken out. It's not really because I'm older. It's more so my one tooth got infected some kind of way, and only that's the only tooth, and it kind of ate at the root of it. So I had to take it out and get an implant. But I mean that is a part of getting older. Is maybe losing teeth. And different things like that. So we thought we would talk about what that means for us as individuals and as a couple.
Thank God for dental insurance, though.
It's still gonna cost me some money.
Yeah, like me and Mike, we talk about finances because we're at that stage in our relationship, and even looking at insurance and how much was covered and versus how much had to come out of pocket. It's just like. Yeah, shout out to insurance, but this system can be way better, and you have really great dental insurance. Like me, I bought like the plan from Great Expressions that's like $100 or something, and I probably couldn't even get this procedure on that. That's a whole nother podcast talking about adulting and insurance, but I am happy that you are covered somewhat to get this done, so that way you don't have to keep like this infected tooth in your mouth, because I know it's been causing you some type of discomfort or
more mental discomfort than physical. But once I get it out, it's going to be out for 6 months. So people don't make fun of me.
I'm gonna fight them.
So then after it's out for 6 months and they heal and everything, whatever they need to do, then I can get an implant. So probably around my birthday, a little after, I'd be able to get an implant in. So, it's going to be a process, but, I'm glad that I have you here to help me out that day and the next day, depending on if I'm on medicine or whatever the case may be. I'll probably going to need you to drive me there and back. Well, we're going to get there later. Let's stick on the individuals.
Yeah.
Because you are getting older. You're younger than me.
I'm in my mid-20s.
You're in your mid-20s, but you weren't in your mid-20s when I met you. So you're in your mid-20s now.
I'm still fine.
You like wine, baby. You like wine.
Look, why am I over here being... Yeah. I'm over here like, all right, what else you got to say?
Yeah, right?
Let me chill.
But, you are in your mid-20s. You won't be after April, but let me know how you feel. I should see her face. She's so hurt.
Because it's hitting me.
Yeah. How do you feel? Are you thinking about that? Are you dealing with that? Are you thinking about getting older and what that means for you?
So I think that in our culture, we really are fascinated and obsessed with being youthful and looking youthful, which is why like this black don't crack, like, and also why like the skincare industry is like really all about, here's how you can look younger, get rid of your bags, get rid of your wrinkles, blah blah blah. And it's almost like to think opposite of that and to embrace it is something different. So something that I've been working on this year, in addition to a gamut of other stuff, is embracing getting older. Aging was something that I felt like I didn't think about before this year, even though I've had like chronic back pain, which came from stress at a job. I don't have that back pain anymore. It like went away once I left all those stressful jobs. But in terms of like getting older, it is something that I'm just more conscious about, and it's like I want to make better decisions when it comes to eating or drinking or smoking cannabis, that is. And it's also like, okay, I know like high blood pressure runs in my family, high cholesterol runs in my family. Are there any ways that I can like eat healthier so that I can prevent being on medicine? Hold on, y'all, the dog wants to jump down. Okay. Is there any way that I can like, change my diet to prevent getting on like medications and stuff like that?
I know when we were in Buffalo, you and my dad were talking about becoming a vegetarian. Bless you, Lily. Because my dad been a vegetarian, I want to say, since the 70s.
Yeah.
So I know you were talking to him about that and his journey. Is that something that, when you say diet, is that something you are thinking about?
Yes. When I say diet, I mean lifestyle change, not in terms of diet to get skinny.
Yep.
Like it's diet as in to treat my gut health as something that I value. But here's the thing. I love greasy food. Like I love pizza, cheese, butter, bread, chicken, fried, deep fried. I mean,
super deep fried
with some cheese on it. Like I'll be the one to get like 3 servings every time we go to Buffalo. I'm like, so we getting chicken and wings? Or I'm like, take me to that wing spot Pandora's that I love, because I love Pandora's. Like every time we go to Buffalo, I'm like, I need some Pandora's chicken wings, and I need chicken wings. And it's like my mind is already trained to want that. Too. Bocce's, Franco's, all that.
Come on, hold on. Now you getting, they ain't paying us for this. Hold on. You give them too many names. I send y'all a check. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we'll send y'all a cash app. Cash app, you owe us. Mm-hmm. So, but on that note, it's like, okay, I need to like eat to get energy, not eat for enjoyment. Because after a while, for me, it turns into emotional eating, which is connected to like my mental health. So I feel like getting older and aging is just connected to a lot. But at the end of the day, it's just wanting to take care of my body better so that I age gracefully. And maybe the black don't crack thing is real for me. So that's just some thoughts that I have about it. But so far, I think I have a good bill of health. But since my health insurance is like changing, because I was one of those lucky people of Obamacare, I could stay on my mom's health insurance until I got to a certain age. And that's ending. So I'm really concerned about the type of care that I will receive, because I want my preventative care to be really good still. Yeah. And especially with going to the lady doctor and having like, OBGYN? Yeah. I haven't found an OBGYN that I like. And this is something that I am conscious of. So all in all, it's all about just making better decisions for my body health and my gut health. But I love food. Like, and I love meat. We just had some pork bacon this morning. I was like, ooh, these little piggies taste so good. What's wrong with me? But one thing I do want to say, though, is like something that I really started to value once I graduated college was sleep.
Okay.
I did not get enough sleep in school. And when I worked stressful jobs, I did not get enough sleep. So now it's like when I get tired, I can't push myself, or I choose not to push myself anymore. Because then the next day it's like I have to spend the whole day like, recuperating. And I feel like when I was younger, I didn't have to do that. So yeah, Mike, I definitely want to hear some more of your perspective on how you feel about, just getting older as an individual, especially with your operation coming up.
See, for me, my story is different because getting older was always at the forefront of my thoughts. More so, but it was almost a joke. I know you heard the joke before, but all right, my dad's side, my mom's side. My dad's side is basically immortal. Like my grandma lived to 92, I want to say. My rest in peace, Grams.
Love you, Grams.
My aunt Thelma, she was 101. All my grandma's siblings lived to like their 90s for the most part. My dad's side, my dad is in no great shape. His siblings are good. Their side live long. Versus my mom's side, where I lost like 3 cousins in their 30s. A lot of that was to weight. My aunts, one was 40 when she passed. One was 60 when she passed.
Really young.
Really young.
Yeah.
So we always kind of joke like, we are closer with my mom's side. But we like, damn, hopefully we get my dad genes when it comes to that. Like, hopefully we act like Browns, which is my mom's last name, but we want Daniel's genes when it comes to that. So we always talked about that. And I always think like, shit, what genes am I going to get?
Yeah.
That's something that I always think about.
Makes you a little anxious.
Yeah. Like, then I'm going to get my dad genes. When it comes to that, like my dad, you see my dad hair, he got nice hair.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have good hair too. I'm like, okay, I got good hair. Or like when I say good, it's just like it's still black.
Thank you, because I was gonna push back on the term good hair, because that is such a loaded term.
Yeah, but I'm not like walking around with like curlers and stuff, and it's all nice and whatnot. But my dad stood, he got a full head of hair. Is what I mean. He got a full head of hair still. It is gray, but he got a full head of hair for him to be his age, which is nice. So I'm like, okay, I have hair like that. Hopefully something else. I have, my eyesight is still good. Hopefully I have
better eyesight than me, for real.
100%. So that's something that I always thought about.
Yeah.
And that's why I get conscious about my weight, because my biggest was maybe 275. And now I was down to 203. I want to say before COVID hit. I'm probably around 220, maybe 230 right now. I need to get back down. But knowing that I already lost a couple cousins to weight, knowing that I do have high blood pressure already.
Yeah.
Hereditary, I had it since about 13.
Which is so young. I mean, when you told me that, I never knew that people, like, around my age could have it so young. So,
well, because my mom and dad, it runs in both their family, and I'm the only one of my siblings that unfortunately got that. So it is what it is. In terms of that, there's nothing I can do about that. But I have to make sure that I'm conscious about what I do and how I eat. So with you going vegetarian, if that's something that you would do, I did it before for like a month or so. I will probably make that switch because I need to start making those choices now. I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
So I gotta for like black men, I'm middle aged. Especially for my family, I'm definitely middle aged. For my mom's side, so that's something I definitely need to take 100% on right now and get ahead of it while I still can.
Yeah, and I think what's good about us is like we positively reinforce each other.
Yep.
And we support each other in making these decisions. So even like when I was talking to your father about, his vegetarian lifestyle and everything, I see that as like a goal, and like being like a vegetarian that doesn't eat a lot of carbs too, like trying to eat more vegetables. And like to me, to really understand nutrients, I feel like they taught us that in school, but I zoned out because sometimes I just needed a nap during class.
That was the class to do it in?
Yeah, I mean, also I had really whack health teachers who are pervs, trigger warning, in my public high school. But to just think about how we are as a couple and making healthier decisions. We love greasy food. Like, I'd be like, okay, I already know I want hibachi for my birthday, and I wanted Oreos a couple weeks ago.
I'm going to give her some credit. You making it sound like we just eating like a buffet every day.
I feel like I eat a buffet.
In Michigan, we don't eat any fried food. We don't fry food here. We do have an air fryer.
Okay.
But we don't. It's not like we making no fried chicken every day. We don't cook any fried food. We eat greens, salads. You have salads every day. Like, we eat healthy. It's only when we go back to Buffalo, that's when we get the wings and the pizza and the subs, the stingers. In Buffalo for the most part. And we do have hibachi here and there. But for the most part, we cook everything. We don't go to McDonald's. We don't go to Checkers. We eat healthy. Can we eat healthier? 100%. But we not just like, pigging out.
Yes.
Like the way you're making this seem.
No, but for me, it's like portion sizes. Okay. And I'm just conscious about portion sizes. It's interesting how we want to talk about like getting older versus like wanting to be forever young, and then we start talking about like food. And I just want to thank you for helping me see like the fuller picture, because you're right, it's important for us to communicate that to our listeners. Like, it's not just all the greasy food. It's like we eat all types of stuff in between it. And I'm starting to enjoy eating baby carrots more. At first I was like, this is such a chore. But now I grab the carrots before I grab a different snack. So I am.
You'll be like, baby, bring me the bag of carrots.
Yeah, that's a new ask. I'm like, hey, you in the kitchen, bring me some carrots. And Lita doesn't want any of them, which is good.
No, she don't. So we talked about getting older as individuals. Let's talk about getting older as a couple. Like, what does that mean for us?
Well, earlier when we started dating, I remember you talking a bit about your knee problems.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. I know you play basketball. You still play basketball. You are very active and athletic. You're a great basketball player. Like, love watching you play basketball. But it's kind of like, okay, basically, what decisions can we make to either prevent ailments or to get off like medications? Because big pharma, they out here to get some money, to get paid, but I don't want to be one of the people paying them. So in terms of a couple, I'm like, when it's my turn to make dinner, like, what choices can I make to make sure that we take care of our health? So kind of just the same thing of how doing the same things like as individuals, like doing as a couple, and us having a conversation, so it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm like enforcing this rule. It's more like, no, like let's talk about why it's important and like do it together.
Okay.
So that's why I think about it. But also when it comes to taking on that caretaker role, I'm like, I am prepared to do that. And actually something that I have done. Another short story.
Let's wait.
Okay.
We're gonna get there later.
Okay.
So, but for me as a couple, I think I'm happy to have you to be here with me because you encourage me to switch doctors.
Yeah.
Which I'm in the process of doing. You encourage me to seek a mental health counselor, which I set up a consult for. So more to come on that. Whenever with my medicine, you like, hey, you take your medicine. Hey, you get to refill your medicine.
Yeah.
And like you are there to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. And when you had your back pain, I was like, hey, did you stretch today? Hey, did you go to your, hey, did you do your stretches that they said you should do? Yeah. Hey, did you do that?
And you would do them with me at the gym.
And I would do it together at the gym. So I think getting older as a couple, I think we both acknowledge that we're going to need each other. But at the same time, the love and care that I show you when you're in pain, when you need something, I need to show that to myself as well.
Absolutely.
I can't just worry about you and let myself go. And vice versa. You can't just worry about me and let yourself go. So getting older as a couple, I think, acknowledging that we are getting older individually and we are getting older as a couple, which means like you're getting older, you're going to need things. I'm getting older, I'm going to need things and get there. And I think I want to a little mention about my mom. I won't get into much details, but she has a lot going on right now. She's off of work, and she has things she's dealing with. Luckily for her, she has my dad. And my mom, she told me a lot. And she was telling me about her sisters and her brothers. They are currently divorced. And she was saying for the longest time, it was like, okay, maybe, like, why, how come, because her and my dad, they all relationships go through things. And I'm sure it was time she was like, do I want to stick in this? And she did. And now my dad is there helping her through, taking her to her appointments. And my dad been solid. As you know, he cooked for her. He cooked, chicken for her. My dad vegetarian since the 70s. He hate the smell of pork chops, but he said, I'll make you pork chops. And that's where he is right now. That's where they are right now. So I want to ask you, when you were choosing a partner, did it ever cross your mind like, hey, not only can I go on trips with this person, not only can we buy a house, we're going to have kids, but did you think about at some point in my life, this person may have to help me get off the toilet type of thing? Like, I don't want to make it seem so like that, but it is. At some point, I may have to wash this person. And I don't think people think about that. Did that ever cross your mind when you were thinking about choosing a partner? Somebody you could really, really spend the rest of your life with?
Before I met you?
Yeah.
No. I'm raised by a single mom. I've never seen my father interact with her at all. I don't know him. So, and there are like no married couples in my immediate family. So I don't have like that type of representation. I didn't have that type of representation growing up. So when I thought about choosing a partner, or even as when we first started dating, I'm like, okay, we're going to have like a great time. We're going to go to brunch. We're going to drink mimosas. We're going to barbecue. We're going to go to trips. We're going to go to Buffalo, Chicago. The only time it crossed my mind was when I actually got with you and I realized that I really care for you. Like, I really love you. And you told me you got bad knees. I know I'm bringing up the knees again, but like knees are just so important. And just like a back is important. And even when you told me like, you got medication a little early for blood pressure and cholesterol, I was like, okay, like that's so interesting because compared to me, I'm not on any of those things right now. I'm knocking on some wood. That's the floor, hardwood floors. So
balling over here.
Whoa, back up.
Slight flex, slight flex.
No way.
Slight flex.
Slight. I lost my train of thought. Darn you, Michael.
I'm sorry.
No, but
now you're talking about that you're not on anything yet. That's what you.
Yeah, and I want to keep that off and prevent it as much as I can. Yeah. So for me, whenever I go to the doctor, he just tells me about like my weight, and I'm like, "Are you trying to fat shame me?" But at the same time, it's like I get wanting to be at a healthier weight, so find that comfort. But us as a couple, I am looking forward to taking that journey with you and being a caretaker for you. Something I did for you kind of early on.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't think I really did think about it when I was choosing. When
you was choosing.
Like, I was like, I want somebody that I can, that's funny, somebody that is intelligent, we can have conversations with. Yes, very, I'm kidding. Beautiful, inspirational, caring. And I wanted, right, we always almost romanticize and fantasize. It's almost like the Disneyfication of love. Mm-hmm. We're going to be trips and we're going to go to these balls.
Hell
and we're
yeah.
do all this great
wear heels.
And I never once thought like, okay, is he somebody that's going to be there for me if I need a hip replacement? Not going to what? And I think people should think about that a little bit more. Like, can I see myself getting older with this person? Mm-hmm. Because, yes, you're going to be young and you can have all these great things. But at some point, it's going to hit where all that stuff that you once wanted is no longer there. And you have to almost be just caretaker, nurse, doctor, therapist. When you really, really get to life, there's so much more to a relationship than just, going to Miami for the weekend.
Right.
And the important things, you have to make sure that you picking somebody that's not just going to bail when things get tough.
Right. Especially for people who want relationships, because there's like a flip side of people who maybe don't want a relationship, and then it's like they're taking on this themselves, or they haven't had the opportunity to get a relationship. And while we don't know that experience, I feel like a lot of things that you're saying are like really applicable to that too, because we are in that age range where our parents are starting to age, mm-hmm. and or we're in relationships or we're looking for a relationship, and it's like, okay, how do I navigate this, keeping this at the forefront, but not like, over talking or, overstating what is already understood. But I'm happy that we have an understanding. I know for me, like, small thing, but I really wanted to, okay, there's some people out here who don't eat vegetables. And the fact that you, like, ate vegetables, is the bar that low? I don't want to get there, but...
Yeah, you were so turned on by the fact on our first date, when you opened the car, I had floss picks. I think something was stuck in your tooth. And I'm like, you want some floss? She's like, yeah. She's like, you got floss? I'm like, yeah. You carry floss with you? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And you look in my back seat, and it was the Malcolm X book. I was reading the autobiography of Malcolm X by Alex Haley. And you seen that book, you're like, oh, you read too? I was like, what? Like, yeah, these are just common things, but apparently not. I guess the bar ain't eat vegetables.
I've been with some bums. We ain't speaking on them, though.
Come on, don't do that right now.
That's all respect. But real talk, like, reading floss picks, vegetables.
Y'all was bums. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Love you, Mike.
Yeah, we wildin'.
We wildin'.
Big
all right.
pie energy.
Big pie energy today, because it's getting a little uncomfortable, but I was very happy to see that you took care of yourself.
So I guess the bar, I don't know if the bar is low or what, but the fact that, I mean, a lot of people don't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So you're right. So, I mean, the bar not low. I mean, that should be the norm, but it's not. So, so let's get into it. Let's get into the real question. If something happened like now, knock on wood once again, but if something happened now and I needed you to really like take care of me, right? Let's say, we fast forward 2 years and we are married by then. I'm not gonna go for that too.
We're knocking on all the wood today. The wood is like, y'all want me to knock up?
So I'm crying. If something happened and I needed you to be there for me for a while, are you ready for that role?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know?
Because we already talked about marriage and long-term goals. So that for me is a role that I'm ready to assume, because I also know it's like, it's real for you, and that like you would do the same without thinking, because you have done the same for me, not health-wise, but in so many other ways. So just by experience, you have already shown me that you're down. And for me, it's like that being an example. It's like, all right, I know I'm capable of doing this.
Okay. And I believe you, because a month in, you had to take care of me.
I did.
And we made it official in September.
Yeah.
And then in October, I was down for maybe a week. You want to tell the people a little story?
I feel like it was longer than a week.
Was it? Well, okay, because I couldn't move or walk for like a week. But then I went and played basketball again, and I just kept tweaking it over and over and over again. I was
so irritated with you.
So go ahead. So I guess let me give my version.
Yes, give your version, because you were the one playing basketball. So, I don't know if I was there.
No, you wasn't.
You were at the gym.
Yeah, Money came in town.
Oh, okay.
So me and Money, shout out to Money, we went to LA Fitness. My homegirl, Nandi, was there. Shout out to Nandi. And we were hooping. And it was just, I don't know if the game started or if we were just playing around. But, we were hooping. And, like, some dude was, like, really, really, like, checking me. Like, I was killing people that day. I was killing people. I was hitting people. I made some dude fall.
Ooh, language.
Oh yeah, chill.
Trigger warning. Goodness.
That's just a basketball, but I was putting in work.
Mm-hmm.
So some dude seen that. He like, yo, y'all got him. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, it's not that serious. Like, no, bro, you ain't about to kill me. All right, dude. So he checking me hard. So and my sneakers not even laced up all the way. Mm. So he in the corner. I'm like, whatever. So I do like a little move, hit the step back. For y'all that know what step back is, I do a step back and I shoot. But when I would jump to go shoot, he slid under me. So in the NBA, that's a foul. You can't do that, because Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe. That's how he messed up his ankle. A lot of shooters, when you shoot, you need space to land. If not, I land on your foot. And I could like twist my ankle.
Yeah, right, or something else.
Exactly what happened. So I shot and he like came right under me. So when I landed on his foot versus the ground. Mm-hmm. And my whole ankle just, pretty much rolled out my shoe. I never been in so much pain. I thought I broke. I thought I broke it. Again. To the point when Money was like, yo, you good? I'm like, nah, bro, I am not good. So I laced my joints up super tight. That's what you're supposed to do when you roll an ankle. And I couldn't even walk to the car. Money literally walked me, or pretty much carried me to the locker room for me to get changed. And then he carried me to the car. He was like, yo, you need me to drive? Luckily, it's my left one. I drive my right foot. Oh, I do remember it being your left foot. I was able to drive home. Mm-hmm. But Money, he had to follow me to get me in the house and get me set up. So from that point on, I could not pretty much put any weight on my ankle. I had it wrapped up. And I just elevated it, iced it, soaked it. And then I was like, hey, babe, I need you to come over right now. Take it over.
I felt like this is like a scene in Love and Basketball.
Right, Quincy tore his ACL. I'm crying.
Yeah. We're going to knock on some wood again?
Yeah, I want to tear his ACL.
So what I remember is just like you just being laying in the bed and your foot being propped up. And I'm like, okay, ew, feet. Because we first started dating, like... No, like, seriously.
Ew, feet.
No, but I'm like, oh, like, he really needs me to help him.
A month in.
That was a reality check. Like, obviously, I was down because, I'm committed. But it's like being thrusted into that role. It's like, okay, Angela, like, how would you want to be helped, in the situation? So, helping with like the wrapping and the icing and like getting stuff for you, that was something I wasn't used to, but it was fine. I mean, not a big deal, but it hurt to see you walk because you couldn't walk. You were like hopping and we had to like walk together. I'm like, this nigga heavy.
That's funny.
But I felt like it made us stronger, especially during that time. And caring for someone, it's like you have to have patience. And
especially for me, when I'm hurt, I'm a big baby.
You should see my face, but yeah. So it just was what it was. It's like we are in a relationship where like we're committed. Like, hey, I'm happy that you had me and that I could care for you in that manner. Okay. Because like I said, it was super new for me. I never had to care for anybody. I think no, I have, but I'm like bum. I'm like Mike is Mike my man. He's my new boyfriend, new relationship, but also like be careful, be more careful. I didn't know how, I guess, dangerous basketball could be. I played like 1 year. I got hit in the face with basketball too many times. When I was like 10, I stopped. I was like, all right, I'm good. I moved too slow.
Side note, before I give my answer, I can't wait to see you at like our kids' basketball games. I see how you are when I get fouled or like somebody knock me down.
Oh yeah, like, I'll be ready to
lose. Like, don't be here, my man. I would like look over like, yo, you need to chill.
It's the game.
It's a men's rec league. Like, it's not that serious. But
your mama said that she was like that.
Oh, my mom used to be wilding. Yeah, she used to be wilding. But not like wilding, but she would just say things in the crowd. Sometimes she would say things about other people's children.
Okay, I'm not gonna be like that.
Right here.
It's karma. Let me burn some sage.
So, but for me, I think I am ready for that role. Because I have helped people out before when they needed something. And one time my whole family got sick, like with like a crazy flu. And I was the only one that did not. So I was literally taking care of like 5 people in the house type of thing.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. It's a Skittles gum story. We'll talk about that one day. But I'm talking about Deontay was sick. Isaiah was sick. They were young, maybe like, 6 and 4. Marcus was sick. My mom, dad, everybody in the house was sick. Van. Literally everybody caught some stomach bug, and I was the only person that did not. Yeah, it was very nasty time. So so I've been there before, and I've been taken care of before because I twisted my ankle a lot. I have terrible knees. I remember my auntie Lean rubbing Bengay on my knees Lean. When I was like 7, 8. I had arthritis. I was having a growth spurt. I was super short when I was young, and then I just sprung up super quick. So I've been taken care of a lot of my life whenever I was down, whether it was knees, ankles, whatever. So I'm definitely going to give that love back to especially you, because I said 1 month in, you didn't even know my middle name at the time, probably.
I did know your middle name. Don't be doing me like that.
So, but the fact that you came over and you stayed with me for about 4 days, and then you had to go home and get clothes and go to work. And I think I took off work for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then you was right back over making sure I was good. So how can I not give that back to you? Of course I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was nice. Thanks, babe.
Had to burn. Some sage is burning.
The sage is burning.
Got some sage burning.
We got to heal this space. So let's talk about the uncomfortable truth of this episode. What's the uncomfortable truth, babe? What is your uncomfortable truth for this episode?
I'm thinking. I'm gonna hit you with the interview answer. Get back to me. You go, because I I guess it's hard to think about the uncomfortable truth about getting over because it's, well, I guess I do have answers. Like, it's something that you have to think about. Like, there's really nothing else to say but that, and like really be intentional. Like, my body is changing. Like, our bodies change in subtle ways, from hair to body shape to how shoes feel. Like, personally, I don't like wearing heels anymore. I never liked wearing heels, but I really don't. So I'm really about like comfort over everything. That's one uncomfortable truth. And another one, right. You really got to think about, like, right now I have some Crocs on. I love my Crocs. They are mint green, but all these side notes. But yeah, so those are the two. So what is your uncomfortable truth?
Uncomfortable truth is that everyone gets older.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to put love and all these expectations to the side. I think sometimes you just have to find somebody. If you can't find love, find somebody you can respect. Find somebody that you can just get old with, somebody that you'll be there for them. No, you'll give them their insulin shot and then they give it back to you. I think that's the uncomfortable truth that we don't like to talk about.
That's true.
Is that, right? We always talking about, oh, I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. I can do this all by myself. Yeah, at 25 you can. At 30 you can, but once you're 75 you can't. So I think sometimes we just have to think about that and be intentional. And when you find a partner that may fit all your physical needs, appearance, looks, but can this person realistically,
right?
Can you see this person taking care of you in 30 years or right now if something happens? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you may want to reconsider that, because my mom, perfect example, no, they didn't have the perfect marriage, but right now it's so valuable what my dad is doing, and she is thankful for him so much. That the fact that she told him, go play golf. Like, you are in the house all the time. When you go to the store and get something, you rush back. He's like, you need a break from me, but I appreciate what you're doing so much. And I think that people need to hear that story and just say, like, okay, I don't want to be on the other end of that. So that's my uncomfortable truth.
Wow.
So shout out to us, shout out to you. I'm so happy that you're in my life now and in the future, because I know I can hear you now. I'm 80 years old. Mike, where your teeth at? I'm like, oh, leave me alone.
I hope you still have your teeth when you 80. Oh my goodness.
Put your teeth in. Come eat these mashed potatoes I made you. I can
and
see
the other
you
way
saying
around.
Goodbye.
You're gonna be like, eat some carrots.
Like, hey man, I put your carrots in the blender. I'm about to bring it to you so you can drink it.
That sounds good with some orange juice.
You need some vegetables. Bananas. Yeah, make you a smoothie. I love making a smoothie.
Yeah, so I'm happier in my life too.
And Liddy, so thanks. We are forever young, but we won't be young forever.
Yeah, I'm not married to that idea of being forever young at all. It is something that, like I said, just something to embrace. Getting older, aging, growing with experience, learning your new body.
Loving your new body.
And loving your new body. So, yeah.
I'm loving. You look good. I always talk about, man, when like it's the meme when girls turn 25, they get thick. I'm like, hey, you 25, you looking good over there. But I compliment your hair. I compliment all your curves. I love everything about you, and I'm curious to see how you gonna look when you're 50.
I'm like Miss James. Miss James look good.
Yeah, Miss James look great. Shout out to Miss James. She look great. That's why once I met your mom, I was like, okay, I can be with her when she's 50. If she gonna have her mom genes, I'm good. I'm A-okay. After Miss Jane.
You got me over here gushing. I'm going to just accept this. So thank you.
Okay, so perfect.
Love you too.
All right, babe. Let's get out of here.
But before we go, always remember, it's better to be woke by the uncomfortable truth than rot to sleep with a bed of lies. Talk to you all next week.